Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today's video going to be a wee preview of this afternoon's match against St Johnstone, our final game of 2024. Currently 12 points ahead in the league. Who knows what we'll be at the end of 2024, and could be potentially a massive gap over second place by end of play on January the 2nd if all goes to plan and all goes well for Celtic. In today's video, going to have some stats, predicted lineup and predicted score, and also a wee highlights package of the 4 goals against Motherwell from a few days ago on Boxing Day, and also a wee highlights package of the 6 goals we scored against St Johnstone the last time we played them 3 months ago on the 28th of September. That was just before the rather catastrophic 7-1 loss to Borussia Dortmund, so hopefully our next game after this doesn't follow the same pattern after our convincing win over St Johnstone 3 months ago. Before we do crack on with the actual video, just a wee polite suggestion, encouragement. If you are new to the channel, not yet subscribed, please do click that subscriber button. Subscribers going up little by little over Christmas period, which has been wonderful. I'm very grateful for everybody who has subscribed to the channel, all the viewers, and all those who watch the channel from day to day. Do remember there's also a daily quiz. There's currently a wee poll for player of the half season so far, all available on the channel. Do click that like button if you like the video, and do pop your own thoughts regarding the lineup, the score, etc. into the comment section for a nice wee debate amongst like-minded Celtic fans. Celtic have an excellent record against St Johnstone. The last 10 games against St Johnstone, 9 wins, 1 draw. The last 30 games against St Johnstone, 26 wins, 4 draws, no defeats. We haven't lost to St Johnstone since May 2016, so we're getting on for 8.5 years. And the last 16 games against St Johnstone at Celtic Park, 12 wins, 4 draws, so excellent record against St Johnstone. And we have won the last game of a year, 4 years in a row. So again, good omens in all the stats for today's game against St Johnstone. Game is a 3 o'clock kickoff at Celtic Park, so nice home game to finish the year. Game is not on Sky or Premier Sports, nor is it live in the UK for Celtic TV, although there is an audio live version available, and the game of course will be available on highlights package with BBC Tonight as usual. Just thought it'd be nice to pop in the highlights of the previous St Johnstone match. The game we won 6-0, couple of goals for Kyogo, goals for Maeda, Paolo Bernardo, McGregor and Ida. That game showed a lot of the skills and tactics I think Celtic need to adopt today, getting the ball out wide, getting Kudin and Maeda bombing up and down the wings, play the fullbacks such as Taylor and Johnson overlapping, and getting the midfield players in and around the box, and also when there are banks of defenders, some long shots and some crosses in behind over the top for the strikers to run onto. The game showed some nice finishing by Kyogo, so hopefully he gets back to his goal-scoring ways today, and hopefully we also keep everybody fit for the game against Rangers on Thursday the 2nd. Also pops in the highlights of the Celtic win against Motherwell on Boxing Day. same sorts of ideas, particularly in the second half, where we got much more active up and down the wings. Anthony Ralston having never overlapped or really worked with Yang for the preceding 60 minutes. Soon as on comes Nicholas Kuhn, Ralston bombing up and down the wing, getting in behind, which makes Kuhn much more effective, but also creates an overload on that wing. And also some shooting from outside the box, getting the ball on goal, unlike the game against Dundee United when we seemed so central, so stuck in the middle, and also our shooting from distance rather poor, and our final ball into the box and getting players into the box against Dundee United also was rather poor. So hopefully we'll have a repeat of the game against St Johnstone 3 months ago and the repeat of the Boxing Day win 4-0 against Motherwell from a few days ago. So we'll just have a wee look at those highlights and then we'll come back with the predicted lineup and score and a couple of wee bits of news of potential ins and outs at Celtic. If we play anywhere near as well as we did in those two games, play with the pace, aggression, attack, organisation and good defensive skills of both those games, I think Celtic are in for a nice, comfortable win this afternoon. Going to go for a 4-0 win for Celtic over St Johnstone this afternoon, which will mean we end the year with at least a 12-point advantage at the top of the table. And who knows If Motherwell do us a wee favour, it could be even more than the 12. Now, in terms of the lineup, I think Rodgers has a wee bit of a balancing act with the game against Rangers just being a few days away on January the 2nd. I think he'll want to have his best possible 11 players on the pitch to start the game against Rangers on the 2nd. And so I wouldn't be too surprised if Nicholas Kuhn and Alistair Johnston are kept on the bench and given a wee run out for 15-20 minutes at the end of the game. And I think also potentially a start for McCowan or Bernardo in place of Hatate, again, so that he's fully fit and fresh for the game against Rangers. I would love to see Celtic give Callum McGregor a bit of a rest, so maybe McGregor coming off with half an hour to go might be the better option, as Rodgers does seem very reluctant ever to give Callum McGregor an actual rest from playing. Having said all that, my predicted lineup is Kasper Schmeichel in goals, Anthony Ralston at right back, centre backs Austin Trusty and Liam Scales. Again, I think giving Carter Vickers a game off so that he's fully fit and fresh for Thursday. I'm going to go for Alex Valley at left back, similarly just to give Greg Taylor a wee bit of a rest, keep Alex Valley involved. Midfield, McGregor, McCowan and Engels. I think with Engels having had a good game against Motherwell on Boxing Day, it's important to keep his momentum and confidence going. So I think another start for him and hopefully another performance, much like the game against Motherwell. On the right, going to go for Yang, in the middle, Kyogo, and on the left, Dyson Maeda. I personally would be a bit more inclined to go with Luis Palma in place of Yang, as Yang has been rather disappointing, and having Maeda and Luis Palma swapping right and left, back and forward. However, I think Rodgers is now committed to releasing Luis Palma on transfer in the upcoming transfer window and persisting with Yang. Although I think Luis Palma does need game time, as we may well need him in the busy month of January, where we have a couple of Champions League fixtures, plus the regular cup and league matches throughout that month as well. And remembering also James Forrest won't be available for the whole of January, at least because of his foot injury. Talking of Luis Palma, quite a number of teams are lining up to buy him in the upcoming January transfer window. Olympiacos, the Greek top team, are in for him. A couple of Major League Soccer's best teams are also lining up for Luis Palma, and I think as soon as it becomes apparent that he is available, all the teams who were lining up to buy him in the summer, I'm sure, will come back in for him. The fact that a team as rich and successful as Olympiacos are looking for him, and also similarly the most powerful, strongest, richest sides in America are looking for him, suggests that we're actually letting go a good player who had I thought, very good first season for Celtic, and then thereafter has been rather injury plagued. Anyway, enough of Luis Palma, the other player where there is quite significant transfer interest is with Cameron Carter-Vickers. Bayer Leverkusen making inquiries about transferring Cameron Carter-Vickers to the Bundesliga, although no formal offer. And inside sources within Cameron Carter-Vickers' camp do suggest that there is no intention for Celtic to sell Cameron Carter-Vickers at this time, nor does Cameron Carter-Vickers want to leave Celtic at this time, as he's keen to add to his medals and trophies at Celtic for the foreseeable future. And so I don't think there's any momentum or real intent in any transfer of CCV to Germany. And finally, as we approach the end of the year, Alessandro Bernabe's loan in Brazil with Internacional is coming to an end. Celtic appear to be in negotiations with International for a permanent transfer, although the fee of $7 million does seem to be scaring off International, although Palmeiras, one of the most powerful teams in Brazil, do seem willing to pay that fee. And so I suspect by the next few days, Bernabé will be off to one of the top Brazilian teams permanently. No movement on any players coming in, although it does appear that Kieran Tierney is not looking at any other options currently when his time at Arsenal ends, other than coming to Celtic. It would appear that he and his agent have been rebuffing any other offers, and that Celtic will be the first team that he and his agent negotiate with. I'm a great fan of Kieran Tierney. His injury record over the last 2 or 3 years has obviously been rather awful. Tierney will be available as a free agent as of the end of this season, and so could come to Celtic as a free transfer straight away in January if Arsenal release him completely, or more likely Celtic will then sign him as a signing for the summer of 2025 on freedom of contract, and then Celtic and Arsenal may negotiate some form of loan deal from January to May. I actually would be happy to see Kieran Tierney coming to Celtic. He's still a relatively young man, good 4 or 5 years at least at Celtic. If he did come back now, he has apparently agreed to massively drop his wage demands from the 120,000 he gets at Arsenal per week down into the 30 or 40,000 pounds per week, which puts him on a par with Carter Vickers, McGregor, and the Japanese trio. And I think if Celtic managed his fitness and his game time, I think he would be a very good addition to the squad, and obviously quite a major upgrade on Greg Taylor in terms of European football. No other Celtic news, transfers, loans, contracts, etc. when I last checked, and so we'll end things at that point there. So, just finally, my prediction 4-0 for Celtic this afternoon against St Johnstone. We'll be doing a post-match review tomorrow, looking at the goals and the result, etc., and where that leaves Celtic at the end of the year. Good luck, Celtic, in your game this afternoon against St Johnstone. Goodbye, and hail, hail.